And now, to finish up the day, we would like to welcome back our Executive Director, David Wilgenbus, who will very quickly present how this ALEC project has informed this new initiative that we're trying to launch in Africa called ARRICE.
Yes, thank you.
David, the floor is yours.
Okay, I think I will skip this one because this is basically the summary of what has been already said just before. So now this new project. So as I told at the very beginning of this afternoon, ALEC was the very first operational program run by the OCE with the help of its partners in Latin America. Nowadays, we are working with different European programs and so on. But when it comes to middle-scale project, as I said, the next step for us is to work in Africa. Of course, we all know that Africa is especially affected by climate change. Africa does not contribute, or almost not, to greenhouse gas emissions and so on, but they are very much impacted. And there is also a lot of challenges in terms of education needs, climate education, but also science education and so on. So we have been working for 1 year and a half now with different partners in 3 countries, Senegal, Kenya, and Mauritius. And I'm very happy to say that in this room today, we are lucky to have 2 persons from Kenya and 1 person from Mauritius. Unfortunately, we don't have a Senegalese partner today with us, but this partner from Senegal was present last year in our first international seminar on climate education. Why these countries? It was very important for us to have both a French-speaking country and also English-speaking countries, to have small island states and continental countries in Africa, to have different stories. Some countries are very much experienced in sustainable development education, like Kenya, I told this morning. And other countries like Senegal have spent a huge effort on inquiry-based science education, for example. And so this diversity of countries allow us to define different strategies to cope with climate education. This project learns from ARRICE. It's not the replication of ALEC. Sorry, this ARRICE project learns from ALEC. It's not a replication of the ALEC project in Africa. It does not work like that. So such a program has to be built with the partners. So we have spent how much time? I would say that we have had 40 or 50 meetings during 1 year and a half to design the project, to identify the objective, the specific objective, the action plan, the budget plan, the partners, the governance, etc., etc. So this is quite a collaborative work, and of course it cannot be the same if you change countries, partners, and so on. But we learned from ALEC, and what we have kept from ALEC is this systematic view, this systemic approach, gathering education materials, teacher professional development, communities of practice, and also the general philosophy of having a project that is operationally run by small structures, NGOs, or small departments of ministries of education, but not the whole ministry itself, because it's a pilot project. And that is important to have small, agile structures to run the project, but it's as important also, as much important to have these structures that are deeply rooted and in contact with the ministries of education and the ministries of environment. So this project is coordinated by OCE, but in each country there are operational partners. So in Kenya, it's the KOE, Kenyan Organization for Environmental Education, which is an NGO running in particular, not only, but in particular, the Eco-School program. In Mauritius, it's the Mauritius Institute of Education under the umbrella of the Ministry of Education. So Anwar here is a representative of this institution. in partnership with Reef Conservation, which is an NGO running the Eco School program in the country. And in Senegal, it's an NGO called Enda Energy, which also has a lot of collaboration with the Ministry of Education. So what is a bit different from ALEC is that here we don't have a teacher-centered approach in this project. We have a school-centered approach in this project. Actually, in ALEC, at first it was designed to address basically teachers whenever they come. We provide resources, we provide professional development, etc. But when we run the project, actually, when you run the project, you local partners, very quickly you realize that it was not efficient to work that way. And if we want to have a good follow-up, we have to work with schools, not only individual teachers. We have to work with states, we have to, etc., etc. So we learned from that, and we said, okay, we will design a network of pilot schools in different regions, ensuring a balance between rural, urban, gifted and less gifted, coastal, inland, etc., areas, and basically we will also develop this whole school approach. This, of course, teachers will be a very important target of the project, but it's not only about teachers. Here we will provide education materials and professional development for teachers, but also for the school directors, for the school administration staff, the policy people coming from the ministries of education and so on, NGOs. And there is also more stress on the humanities. ALEC has been designed as a mostly scientific science educational program. It has been transformed step by step, thanks to you in Colombia and in Mexico, to something more inclusive, associating not only science but also humanities, etc. And this is what we learned from all of you, and so this project is really fully interdisciplinary, fully whole school approach, and so I'm not sure if, yeah. Basically, the organization of the project is that there is one part of the project, one component of the project, which is to make a baseline review on what does exist actually today in the curricula of these different countries in terms of education materials. Something very much inspired by what you have done at the University of Rosario for Colombia. But we want to start with this in order to provide some guidelines for the rest of the project. And as for ALEC, professional development, resources, communities of practice, and this ultimate goal to scale up at the end of the project to reach more schools in each country, but also to reach more countries in the neighborhood. So each country is supposed to act like a local hub for dissemination. Exactly what we have seen with Colombia working with Panama, for example. So that's it for the ARRICE project. We aim to launch this project next year, where actually the project design is finished, or it's never finished, but it's ready, let's say. We are at this moment consolidating the financial aspects of the project, so we have to provide some funding in order to start, and we are on tracks for this. And last word I wanted to say to you is that the OCE aims to have a global perspective, and of course these 3 countries in Africa, these 2, and then 5, 6 countries in Latin America is a very good field for us, but we aim also to work with other countries in Africa, other countries in Southeast Asia, or in Asia in general, and so this is one of the objective also of this international seminar, is to make all these people gather around the table during a few days to learn from each other, to learn what you are doing, what we are doing, because this kind of project, it's we spend a lot of time in designing budgets, Excel sheets, KPIs, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, the project works because of the people who do it, because we trust each other, because we know each other. And it's a project by people, for people, real teachers, real students, as we have seen. So this is one of the objectives of the seminar, is to make people know each other during this week, and why not, and this is our hope, create synergies and create new collaboration for the future. So maybe there will be a new project, not ARRICE, but something new emerging from the seminar, and we are completely open to this kind of collaboration with you. Thank you.